Teach an old dog new tricks.com. More than 40 hours of free computer training. Sit, stay, and learn. Thank you. Hi ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tony Hollowitz and I want to thank you for being here for this tutorial on QuickBooks. And in this tutorial, we are going to talk about simplifying QuickBooks. Now, this isn't a criticism of QuickBooks necessarily, it's just my observations as a computer teacher and trainer and for someone that uses QuickBooks. So if it sounds like I'm picking on this a little bit or QuickBooks, I'm really not. It's just what's happened through the years is we've had different versions of QuickBooks available to us, and some of us have learned on one version, and in this version of QuickBooks, version 13, they have changed the look and feel quite a bit. They've really changed the interface. And while that's good for a brand new person because you're learning from scratch, sometimes if we're used to doing things in a certain way and all of a sudden they introduce a change, it's not that it's necessarily good or bad, it's just we're used to doing things in a certain way. So what I'm going to do in this series of tutorials is I'm going to talk about simplifying QuickBooks. And what I want to address when talking about simplifying QuickBooks is my experience has been as a user of QuickBooks that you tend to do the same things over and over and over again. If you have a new employee coming in or a new person learning QuickBooks, sometimes instead of teaching them everything and how to find things, which quite frankly they forget, sometimes it's easier just to simplify it so everything they need to do is right there in front of them and they don't have to waste a lot of time looking around. Let me tell you what I mean by that. When we look at this screen, it's pretty clear what a lot of this stuff is. If you are familiar with how a business runs from an accounting point of view, obviously, you want to create invoices. Once people pay those invoices, you want to receive the payment. That is sort of a given. People, for the most part, can understand that. Some companies don't use estimates or sales orders. Some people like to enter bills, and some people just pay their bills after they put them in a big pile. And I'm going to come back and talk about this later another time. But a lot of these things are things that we use periodically. And one of the difficulties is we have all these shortcuts over here, which are similar to some of the things over here. Then we have all these other things down here and more down here. I mean, try to think of it from the perspective of someone who just sat down in front of QuickBooks for the first time. Maybe someone you're trying to teach what you want them to do in QuickBooks. So I want to just show you a couple things. If you come up here and click on View, there are some different options here. Now what you might or might not realize is as I click on things, for example, if I click on Create Invoices right here, and then after I get done with that, if I navigate back here by clicking on the Home tab over here, and then maybe I receive a payment, maybe I do something else, maybe I make an invoice, or I'm sorry, an estimate. In essence, those are three different things. So there's three windows open. And the windows are sort of hiding underneath one another. So one of the things that I like to talk to people about is this. I like to talk to them about what icons they want to see, the open window list, and also I talk to them about customizing the icon bar. And in this case, you don't even see the icon bar on the top. So sometimes when I work with QuickBooks, if you've been using this interface or a similar interface, you're used to it, well, great. This is going to work fine for you. But again, what I'm going to do in my next tutorial is I'm going to go up and really change this around a bit to the way I'm sort of used to it, and I'm going to try to oversimplify it and talk to you about how to do that. So this is a few-part tutorial. I just want to give you an overview, and keep in mind if you think of this in these terms, when you have someone else you're trying to teach to use this for your company, it's going to be a lot easier so you don't have to tell them everything. You just have to tell them very specifically, this, and this is what you do. And oversimplification of QuickBooks isn't hard if you put a little bit of thought into it. My name is Tony Hollowitz, and I want to thank you for being here. Have a great day.